Good morning. My name is Raheem Richards, and today my group and I will be doing a presentation on the Louis May Museum. I'll let my group members introduce themselves before I start.
I'm Meredith Bieber.
I'm Jonathan Mahoney.
What's on the agenda today is the whole we have the overview, then the main museum background, then the key stakeholders, then the community impact, followed by the social media overview, the big gift campaign strategies, the final thoughts, and wrap up on key takeaways. The overview basically focuses on, as part of a social media class 257, we are given the opportunity to work with local businesses as well as nonprofits to learn more about what's going on within Nebraska and as well as out of Nebraska. About the Lou May Museum. The Louis May Museum mission focuses basically their work to keep the history of the Dodge County in Nebraska alive. The May Museum helps the teacher community by showing old objects, photos, and stories about their past. Programs and services. Programs and services include exhibits, school tours, community events, and research support. But these programs include they displayed old photos and objects, old school and group tours, old fun community events, help people to do history research and raise money to keep the museum alive. The values that the Louis May Museum are basically preservation, education, community engagement, and integrity. Preservation focuses on keeping the history safe, while education teaches people about the past of Nebraska, like myself, that is currently not a resident of Nebraska or the States. Community engagement is basically getting everyone involved so that everyone could be bonding and learn more about the history of Nebraska. Integrity. This is telling honest history about Nebraska as well as the Dodge County. Objective of this presentation is basically to show why the May Museum should use social media and how it plays a big part of how they could secure funds so that the Louis May Museum could get more support. I'll now pass it over to the next speaker.
So the key stakeholders that we want to engage with and have engage with our content more would be donors and sponsors of the Louis E. May Museum, volunteers at the museum, any visitors at the museum, and community partners within Dodge County. As for the community impact, this museum preserves Dodge County's history for future generations to learn about and appreciate. It offers educational opportunities and community engagement through school tours and different tours that they offer for groups. It hosts family-friendly events, for example, the Christmas open house that they had hosted. And it is also one of the few cultural and historical hubs in the Fremont area that has large significance to the community. I will now pass it over to my other teammate.
So our social media overview, we did a social media audit of the Louis May Museum's social media pages. Primarily, the museum only uses Facebook. Their following is fairly large, 778 followers, which we think for the museum's impact in the community is pretty good. The one issue we found was that the posting was fairly inconsistent. We found that posting was not done on a regular basis. Recently, the post rate has picked up, but even so, when compared to um, other organizations who are far more active on social media, the post rate was lower. So we were hoping to increase that post rate in order to drive up engagement for the Big Give. This leads me to discuss the low engagement with the posts that the May Museum was making. There were very few likes. We found about 4 to 7 likes on average, which was fairly dismal compared to the follower count for the museum. And so one of our other goals is to increase the engagement as well as the likes, shares, and comments. Finally, we decided that looking at the social media content, it needed to have more interactive media. Things like trivia and behind the scenes polls would be very useful for increasing engagement leading up to the Big Give. As for the Big Give campaign strategy, we've already discussed a little bit kind of the vision that we had. One of the things we would like to do is to help increase followers by 20% leading up to the Big Give. This would be about 160 followers increase. Furthermore, we'd like to boost engagement by 25%, as well as try to hit 50 shares per day. And with our contents calendar, which I will discuss later, this I think is a goal which we as a team believe is very achievable. Some of the content ideas, some of the key points that we wanted to focus on within our social media content were stories of the 70th anniversary, this historical event. Something we believe we can capitalize on to help and show the significance of the May Museum, especially in its impact within the community over the past 70 years. Furthermore, including throwback photos and trivia about Dodge County history. One of the things that we would really like to do is emphasize how interesting and engaging the content of the museum itself is. And we think that by showing these throwback photos and creating engaging content, we can really get our followers and people who are exposed to the media that we're posting to interact with it and promote the content so that we can hit the goals which we've specified. So I've talked about the content calendar. This is a comprehensive guide on when to post and what to post. It spans over 2 weeks and typically includes about 3 posts per day, one in the morning, one in the midday, and one in the afternoon. It is for Facebook, as that is the only social media platform that the May Museum has. It also has caption suggestions as well as photo suggestions. Our tips for success for this content calendar mainly include preparing the media early. This allows you to quickly send out the media right at the time. These times have been calculated to be high traffic times for the users and the followers so it can have peak engagement. Furthermore, using hashtags like Fremont Big Give will help drive engagement within especially the overall Big Give fundraising event. And so that will be promoted to the entirety of that event and people who are interested in it. And finally, being flexible and adjusting when needed. Unfortunately, plans don't always go the way we would like them to go. And so being able to be flexible and adjust on the fly in order to help further promote engagement and be as efficient and effective as possible is very important. And so for our final thoughts, the museum is a local treasure, and our goal is to help promote it and help the citizens of Fremont see its value. And this should, in turn, drive people to engage more on the Big Give fundraiser. We believe that the social media content should reflect its mission and personality and add to the history of Dodge County. Finally, with consistent and engaging posts, we believe that we can increase the engagement within the community, increase the awareness about the museum, and drive up donations for the Big Give. Finally, we'd like to be able to tell the story of Dodge County in a way that inspires support and inspires the community to come together and help fundraise so that the Louise May Museum can't afford the upgrades, which it's trying to make through the Big Give. And we would just like to say finally that social media is a powerful tool that we believe can serve to help the nonprofit. And we believe that using social media, we can help the Louise May Museum reach its fundraising goals in the Big Give for 2025. Thank you.